welcome everybody to the regular meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission, Tuesday, May 4th, 2021. First item of business is approval of today's agenda. Everybody had a chance to look at it yet? Motion?
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. All right, next we have approval of the minutes from the regular meeting of April 6th and the special meeting of April 27th.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, any announcements? Jenny, you have anything?
Chair, I didn't know if you wanted to schedule another workshop, a work session for this month or not.
I haven't looked at the calendar yet. This is what day that would fall on.
It would be the 18th.
Then yeah, I think we should go ahead and
Okay.
schedule a workshop on the sign ordinance
All right.
for the 18th at 3:30, and we can do it at a different time if anybody has a conflict.
That's solely up to the commission here.
I should be good for that.
All right, code enforcement and permit reports.
Okay. There wasn't too much activity. We had a replacement of a porch permit that was issued. It was in the same footprint, not attached to the house, didn't require a state permit. And then a small fence that was well within setbacks for a resident to let his little dog go out and run around in.
Okay, good.
And that was it. And then I did draft a letter today I found for the triangular piece of property over there at Woodlands and Chautauqua. I did draft a letter for the mayor to send that it was in non-compliance because of the at least 4 freestanding signs on it. And I'll get that sent out, certified mail tomorrow.
Okay, good, thank you.
The nuisance property on Chautauqua, I believe, or Maple, is in compliance. The one that I said on Swallow is not in compliance. The attorney has asked me to draft a second letter, but it needs to come from the mayor or a trustee or a police officer instead of from me this time, so.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
All right.
and that's all I have for that.
Okay, so, just a side note, I understand there's a sign permit for, the Dusty Goose Cafe.
For a new sign? I have not seen anything. Is there a new sign there?
Well, no, I understood that there was a new sign permit issue and it wasn't on here, so I didn't know if it was,
He did not end up submitting the permit application.
okay.
Dusty did not.
He told me he did.
Okay,
So
I will double
might
check
want to
that.
follow up on that real, just to see if it went through the clerk or something, and,
Yep,
he said he got it approved.
okay, well, I will double check that for you. Because I do not recall that. Obviously, sometimes communication gets crossed, we discuss it and then,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Okay, we didn't have any formal unfinished business, so we're on to new business. Recommendation for approval, disapproval of re-subdivision application submitted by Corey Herman. And we have the architect, the surveyor here.
Close.
Representing Mr. Herman.
okay, I'm sorry, I have
The building
presentation
guy.
by Tom Bless, and it should be presentation by Baxter. I apologize on the agenda.
Sure, I mean, I could do it, but
I apologize.
not as good, so.
That's gonna be on the agenda for the council
I'll
meeting.
watch it if you want.
I apologize for that.
Okay. Where would you like me to
So,
do this?
Baxter had the ones that you left, they've already got them in front of them.
Perfect.
So if you just want to go through the packet you submitted to them,
Sure.
okay?
So, this is a current summary subdivision with the Otero County Planning and Zoning and Commission approval as well. And it is for the sake of the creation of a lot there in the northeast corner for mortgage purposes. Corey Herman is the owner, or will be the owner of both of these tracts, and it's not for any purpose other than that. Do you have any questions about it?
I just had a couple of observations that you might be able to clarify on the Otero County subdivision regulations application.
Yes, sir.
Why did they not use the short process?
Claim of exemption,
Yes.
because they had us do a summary subdivision because in 2020 they bid a 5-year hold to create that green tract 3
Gotcha.
there. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
okay, so it just, no other reason that the county had a concern.
That is it, and we actually had some debate on the folks with legal at the county, and what we came away with is that the way the claim of exemption verbiage reads is the 5-year hold claim of exemption number 11 states that if a second sale, alteration, conveyance takes place within 5 years, or you want to change the lot within 5 years, you're going to have to go through the summary subdivision process with them, which would require their P&Z and commission approval.
Okay.
So with this being in the ETJ, we needed to have the mayor and clerk sign off on it,
Okay.
and that's why you're seeing it.
Okay. So on the Otero County subdivision regulations application, it's dated March of 2021. And on the first page, subdivision information item number 6, does the subdivision fall within the extraterritorial jurisdiction of the municipality or village? It says no.
Ah, that is a good note.
It should
What-
say yes.
what
Thanks
page
for
is that?
For our meeting. It's on the first page of the Otero County subdivision regulations application.
A12.
And we will fix that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The other observation I had at the top of that same page,
Yes, sir.
where you have the clerk's registration that it's been officially filed, the registration date is 5/17 of 13. Why does it say that?
It says that because that's when these documents were filed. I believe the blank copies of these, the blank copies are on file with the county. I believe that's that instrument number. So it should not be there, just for the sake of it should be a blank document, but it does show that these are minutes. I'm sorry, these are regulations that they want you to fill out this form and account for all utilities, emergency services, drainage, waste disposal, etc. So I believe if you'd like, I can look this up for you, but I believe this instrument number will bring up a blank set of these documents.
Okay.
You want me to check that for you?
I just for the sake of consistency, I mean,
I think it's a
we're
great
reading a
question,
document
yeah.
that's offered by the client on behalf of Otero County And it just seems odd to me that the signature date is years after the date that was recorded with the county clerk. That doesn't make any sense to me. And so if you could just follow up on that, just to
Sure.
verify that it's the blank instrument that, but I mean, typically that's not something that's recorded, you know,
You bet.
on behalf of, you know,
That's a good question.
so I just was very confused by that. So the 5-year hold you explained was only for the short process, the exemption. So nothing like that applies to this.
The restrictions have been approved by the county, so it now takes effect with their and the municipality's approval. So you would be able to, the way that county legal explained it to us is that when you go through this process, it resets the 5-year hold because it's been reviewed. So I believe the intent of a 5-year hold is just to prevent serial subdivision.
Right.
And when you do this, that's a means of changing or opting out of it. And we have to explain that quite a bit.
Okay, all right. And has this filled out instrument has not been filed with the county yet on the subject?
It's scheduled for public hearing tomorrow. So it has been seen by the county P&Z, and again, this was after figuring out everything with the ETJ. So we had this in process with the county, and we are now bringing it in front of Cloudcroft, P&Z, and trustee for approval. And once we have both, then we will go for approval with the county and then filing.
Okay. I don't see any problem from the perspective of the municipality in terms of this type of a division of land.
Okay.
And again, it's very straightforward, kind of like the last one we did, except that we're not going through the exemption process. But this is pretty far out of town, even though it's within the 3 miles. You guys have any observations or any thoughts about this particular subdivision?
No,
Mm.
it looks good.
Okay. I would make an observation, and this is just feedback for your client. Doesn't have anything to do with us approving or disapproving this
Yes, sir.
particular subdivision. But the answers to the county questions, a lot of them are that the subdivider is going to be responsible for all kinds of things in here.
Yes.
This subdivision, this goes with the land. So I'm just not sure that Mr. Herman intends for this to go with these parcels as the subdivider.
To always clear the road.
To always clear the roads and to provide electric service to each individual parcel, providing gas service to individual parcels.
Well,
Again, this is just an observation.
Sure.
Normally, those kinds of things are left to the purchaser of the property, not the subdivider. In other words, he's not creating a subdivision for the purpose of dividing to a bunch of lots and selling to a bunch of people, but this instrument is going to be recorded with the land, with the county of Otero.
correct.
If someone else were to come and buy this piece of property, and pull up this document, they would go back to the subdivider, who is Mr. Herman, and say, you need to provide electricity to each of my individual lot, to my individual lot, and those sorts of things. Just an observation. Because you're creating 2 parcels. The answer, my thought would be that the answer would be, to all of these questions, would be the purchaser would provide all of these things, not the subdivider, because Mr. Herman is the subdivider. That's just my understanding of, it's just an observation. He can do it however he wants. It doesn't make any difference to us as a municipality. But you just might want to double check that if it's gonna be submitted relatively soon. Make sure that's what he really wants to do.
I appreciate that, Ed. Thank you.
All right, those, as if we don't seem to have any concerns that would keep us from making a recommendation to the trustees to approve this subdivision. You okay with this, Nathan? Yep. Got with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we will make a recommendation next Tuesday, I believe. Right, Jenny?
Yes, sir.
To approve this from the perspective of the municipality. And good luck with the rest of your process with the county.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sure.
I did have another one of these that I'd like to just bring up the basis of. It's nothing official, but it would be a consideration as it is in the ETJ as well. When would be the appropriate time to do that?
To,
To get it on the agenda, is that?
you're prepared to put it on the next agenda, Baxter, is that what you're saying?
Right, I didn't know if there's, I didn't know what discussion meant on the agenda.
Discussion is usually if someone brings something to me, I'll ask, it'll be a discussion, it's not anything that can be voted on, but are you gonna be presenting something just like you have the last two to my
Right,
office to be put, yeah, there's,
okay, so we'll just do agenda,
correct, so what you'll do is you need to contact me because we won't have any special meetings except for the month of May. So
okay,
it'll be that first Tuesday in June.
okay.
And it would be great if you had everything, hold on here. It'd be great if you could, so that would be June 1st.
Okay,
And it'd be great if you could have everything to my office by, the week of the 24th.
so June 1st,
You know, or actually, as
Is it
soon
for
as you
me?
have everything ready, you can submit it to me and I can submit it to the planning and zoning for them to have, but the next meeting isn't until June 1st.
and the latest deadline for submission would be May 24th?
That's the latest I would want to have everything. That gives them a full week.
Perfect,
Mhm.
okay, very good, thank you.
And then it would be for consideration of the governing body the following Tuesday, which would be the 8th.
Perfect, all right.
It's just, it's not real easy. I'd like to see you get on that kind of a schedule because it's not real easy to set special meetings.
You bet,
And that way you can let your clients know ahead of time. First Tuesday of each month is planning and zoning, second Tuesday is council.
excellent, all right,
Okay.
thank you, ma'am.
And don't leave until I had those signed Mylars here for you
Okay,
from last
perfect.
week's,
Was
okay?
that for the other one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect, thanks.
Okay?
All right, thank you. All right, well, I guess that's all we have for today. We have our next meeting, which is just a workshop,
Tuesday, May 18th.
2 weeks from today. Okay. If there's nothing else, okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.